Hey guys, what's going on? Sharp Thinking here. I am back with a Microtech video, and yeah. So this is a knife I kind of impulse bought when I was at River's Edge Cutlery with my buddies. We all met up there and we hang out in their upstairs kind of loft area, just place to chill and catch up. But yeah, picked this guy up. And I like it. I like it a lot. It is not quite the Microtech that I've come to love. Um, you know, those of you guys that have been following me for a while, you know I love the LUDT. I love the SOCOM. I love the Stitch. I love all of those knives. And this is just very different from those. And I think it's... to me, almost doesn't feel like a Microtech. The blade largely does feel like a Microtech. The design and the handle, to me, don't quite do it, I guess, for lack of a better word or term. But yeah, we'll start off with a size comparison here. We have the military and the PM2. So there we go. We will do, what else? What else do we have? The Horseman, the Native 5. Let me center these up a little bit better. So bigger knife, obviously. And then, yeah, I think we'll call it at that. I don't really have anything too common over here. So yeah, it's definitely, it's a good knife. It's a great knife coming in at the price it does from Microtech, which, if I didn't mention, is about $190. Not terrible. I think that they're doing a lot of things well here. It's ground fairly thin behind the edge. Which is something that I've always appreciated about the SOCOM, the LUDT, and the Stitch, is it comes down to a nice thin edge. The blade shape I don't love. I like kind of more of an upsweep, like the military. The SOCOM is almost a perfect blade for me. I mean, it is really, really close. It has that nice upsweep with the clip point. And I don't have one here. I should get one again. And the SOCOM is another knife that I've owned 6 or 7 of. And my ADHD does not allow me to keep them. I'm too easily distracted. And I end up with stuff like this, which I'm just going to say it. I don't like this as much as the SOCOM. Starting at the blade, it is M390 MK. I don't know the difference. I'm sorry. I'm sure Knife Steel Nerds or somebody could educate you better on that. To me, M390 is M390. And coming from Microtech, it's not going to be terrific because their heat treat is honestly not all that good. Now, with steels like XHP, which we rarely see from them now, they're a little bit less heat treat sensitive. M390 is very, very sensitive to heat treat. You know, it can be a great steel or it can be sort of meh, you know? And I think what we've seen is kind of like the de-glorification of M390 in recent years. And I think that has a lot to do with the HRC topic and the heat treat topic being brought up so much more. But it's not yet trickled into these big manufacturers. They, you know, and I don't hate 154 CM, but this is like 56 HRC, and it does not perform that well, although it will never break. But I think that there's a way to do that while still having a much more functional cutting tool. I mean, the blade is great. If you like this shape, you'll like this blade. The deployment method here is this odd looking hole. To me, I don't like it. It's sort of odd to me. You know, it's, you can reliably open it, but it's I don't know. I don't like it. And that might be the one thing I don't like about this knife. The amphibian, the new amphibian, I like that a lot more. I like the thumb stud kind of thing. And I almost wish that they did a SOCOM like style stud on this guy, because I think it would be a lot more reliable for deployment. Moving on to the handle, this is an FRN that they lasered over. Similar material and coloring to like if you lasered a PMAG, like a Magpul PMAG. Yeah, so those of you guys that wonder how they do this, they just hit it with a laser, and it really is that simple. It's not Cerakote. It's probably not going to wear off unless you gouge it or something like that. But the handle, I think, is nice. It's very simple. It's one of the better done handles. I think people kind of overshoot ergonomics, and they make things overly contoured and overly everything, and this is just very simple. Again, we have this jimping here. I don't know what it's for. I don't feel like you need it. And I feel like it also kind of disrupts the ergonomics when you're actually cutting, because obviously positive pressure on the blade, you're going to get pressure to your thumb, and then where else? Right here. So that's going to be maybe a problem if you're doing a lot of cutting, but if not, then it probably won't be an issue. The screws, I like these a lot. I like how you can take apart the knife, similar to a SOCOM, except the SOCOM had very, very tiny Torx screws, and these are quite large. I don't know exactly how large, but if you have a Torx set, you'll have this size. Pivot screw, good to go. It is on a bearing system. I don't love bearings, but I know Microtech is doing just about only bearings on any folding design at this point, and I think it requires a lot less hand fitting. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? That's what they're doing. They're not gonna change. So what was I going to talk about? This lock. We've seen a huge influx of this lock in American-made designs. Now, why is that? Why would that be? Well, obviously the Benchmade patent went up, so it is now sort of a free use technology, I guess. And what I think is going on is these require very little hand fitting. They are a self-adjusting lock, which means as they wear, they will adjust just due to it being a spring mechanism. And they're probably very inexpensive to manufacture. So I think this is probably a likely reason for a lot of these companies coming out with locks like this. We know frame locks and liner locks are quite difficult to fit. That's why, you know, it was so hard to find a good frame lock in a production knife at one point. And CRK, Hinderer, stuff like that, they were doing a great job, and that is one of the reasons. Notice I didn't say Strider. Still not doing a good job with those. They don't fail, but they don't wear terribly well. But yeah, so it requires a lot less actual man hours to adjust. They just kind of can fit them together and they work. Kind of the same deal as a button lock. Once you have that process down, a button lock is going to be very easy to make and manufacture and have work, especially if it's an automatic. You know, the detent aspect of a manual button lock, I think, is a little tricky. But economically, I think that these are quite profitable, and that's why we've seen them in Kershaw, obviously Benchmade, Hogue, and now Microtech. So, and I'm sure I'm missing some other companies that are doing these. I know Spyderco has their Manix, but that's been out for a long time. But I'm sure that same is true for that knife. Now, the clip on this guy, so ambidextrous clip, deep carry, not my favorite. I like the secondary retention. I know some people don't. I like it. I think it's nice. They could have recessed the screws. I think that would have been better for everybody. And I think guys have been saying that. But they didn't. And I don't know why that would be. It's something that I'm sure they're capable of doing. I believe Hederick, which is a similar company owned by one of Tony's kids, I've seen them do a recessed screw deep carry clip like this, so I'm sure he could borrow that idea if he wanted to, but he didn't, and that's just kind of how it goes. But what else do I have to say about this? I don't know. It's different, and I think with time it might grow on me, or I might grow to dislike it. I'm not sure which, but I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot going for it. It's just, I think with me, I'm kind of turning into an old man. And when companies change too much, I don't like it, which is not a company problem. That is a me problem. But yeah, I own it. I haven't sold it yet. I've owned it for a little bit now. And we'll see. If you see it for sale, you'll know why. But it is a good knife. It's just, I wish Microtech would prioritize, fixing some of the issues that they've had instead of... I mean, I'd love to see new designs, but this is just kind of a departure from what they've been known for, I think. And, I would have loved to see an amphibian again without using this lock. I am going to pick up an amphibian. You'll probably see it here on my channel, but I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just becoming a crabby old man at the ripe age of 27. So... I don't know. I'm going to end the video here before I keep rambling and digging a hole and having to fight people in the comments. So, cool knife. I don't know if it's my speed, but I'm going to keep carrying it for now. And I'll do an update video if I come to love it or if I come to hate it even more. So, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye now.